SpaceX blows up Starship tank to test new metal alloy, Teslarati. UFO on a stick. Reddit user posts 5 never-before-seen images of SpaceX's Starlink ground devices, first post. Aurora Cannabis to lay off staff, close 5 sites, take impairment charges, CTV News. Nanoplastics can accumulate even in the tissues of plants, Sustainability Times. How NASA's Mars helicopter will reach Red Planet's surface, DNA India. COVID-19 cancels charity galas and walks, Science magazine. Pluto's crust may be hiding ocean, Hurriyat Daily News. Can a balloon-borne telescope act as a low-cost alternative to the Hubble Space Telescope, Varsity? NASA will smash DART probe into Dimorphos, a moon as big as Egypt's Great Pyramid, CNET. Should the province extend the layoff period for businesses to delay severance payouts? Castanet.